So there are a
Yes.
lot of there are a lot of grants that have been established. Some of them are federal grants and they're government type grants, or state, state and local grants as well. But there are also a lot of private grants, a lot of private organizations or individuals that have set aside a bunch of money to help the proliferation of renewable energy. And so those grants are fantastic to pull from. One of the most common ones that we've seen used over the last probably 5 years is the Renewable Energy of America program grant. So this is a grant through the USDA that pays for renewable energy systems. And it used to be a 25% grant. So 25% of your solar system, you could actually get back in the form of a grant to help pay for that system. With the Inflation Reduction Act, we saw those funds get bumped up to 50%. And those funds have been depleted pretty quickly. And now with the One Big Beautiful Bill, that's no longer being funded. And so now we're back down to 25% again. And there is talk about, does that go away completely at some point? Right now, we actually have conversations ongoing with about 24 different directors of the USDA in each of these different states that we operate in,
Yeah.
and because those programs are run at the state level, even though it's a federal program, we talk with them constantly, and they're saying that the some of the rules have recently changed. So they're saying, hey, we're not giving as many funds, or we're not funding certain types of projects, but the grant is still alive and active, and we do probably 30% of our projects have a REAP grant attached to it. So it is a really common one. It's a really it pays for a big portion of the project, and it's the cap on it, I think, is like $1 million in the grant. So you really have a
Wow.
lot of room to play with. Yeah.
Okay, but those ones you have to apply for. Do we know how long those take to get back to you once you do apply?
Yeah, so they do take a lot of time. The biggest actually time suck is in the very beginning, because it's a lot of documentation that they're asking for, and we can't spend a single dime until we get the
Yeah,
application approved. Because if we
right.
do, those funds are not going to be able to be refunded through the grant. So that's one of the big parts on it. It can delay the kind of the starting of a project, and then you have the ending of a project where it usually gets completed. But at that point, it moves a lot faster, and then typically you're seeing those checks being delivered somewhere between 2 to 3 months after the project's completed and turned on. Right, give or take. It's not like an exact science, but that's the time frame we typically see.